Good evening and welcome back. Tonight we will discuss the Hanged Man of the Major Arcana. The Hanged Man is the 12th card of the Major Arcana. It is the embodiment of the subconscious mind. It is symbolic of the suspension of reason and all that is rational. This card is represented by a man suspended from a living tree. Though he seems to be bound in what would be considered a torturous position, he wears a serene expression upon his face. This card does not seem to suggest death at all, but rather a suspension of life. The Hanged Man bears the number 12, and it is the divine connection for the Fool. When appearing in a spread, this card implies the need for a voluntary sacrifice for the purpose of gaining something of even greater value. This can take many forms. It may mean the sacrifice of something physical, perhaps a prized possession. Or it might be the abandoning of a cherished attitude or belief. Its interpretation is different for each individual. The Fool responds to the challenge of the turning of the wheel of fortune with a willingness to put his trust in the unseen. He hopes for a new and better life. The Hanged Man is the image of voluntary sacrifice for a greater good. This sacrifice is made with complete acceptance and an understanding of the suffering that might accompany this sacrifice. His expression is peaceful, despite his anxiety over the idea that his sacrifice might come to naught in the end. His suspension gives him time to commune with the divine, and so he represents the full circle connection of humanity with the gods. The Hanged Man is a spiritual card. When encountering the Wheel of Fortune, the Fool learned what it meant to confront change. Now he understands that he can react in many ways. He could refuse to accept what must be and cling to the past. He could become bitter and look for someone to blame. Instead, the Fool chooses to accept the idea that change might be necessary for the unfolding of the yet unclear destiny he must face. When the Hangman appears reversed in a spread, you should be cautious and prepared for disappointment. Don't make useless sacrifices or wait forever for something that is never going to manifest itself. Instead of focusing on what might not happen, move on and focus on something else entirely. That's all for this evening. Tune in next time when we discuss death of the Major Arcana. It's not what it seems.